Hello, hello. This is Samara, your feminist alchemist, and welcome to your North Node overview reading for 2024. You should be watching this on my new channel that's associated with the main channel, Feminist Alchemist. This channel is called North Node Alchemy, and here is where you will find all North Node videos from me from this yearly reading to everything I am doing throughout the year. A quick note that all of my North Node readings from here on out until further notice will be timeless readings, and you'll be able to find them on this channel as well. So I'm recording one intro for all of the signs. Welcome if this is your first time to one of my readings, and welcome back if you are returning. The messages I got for 2024, they're all also reflected in how I've chosen to set up, or how I was guided rather, to set up the table, my area for this reading. And the message I got was that 2024 is going to be about living from your heart, a heart-led existence. And in some of us, this triggers some type of reaction of, oh, geez, I've heard that so many times before. And what does that really mean? And how is that a really practical way of living? But that idea will keep being repeated until we slow down and really define what that means for ourselves. What does it mean to lead from my heart space, to lead from my intuition? They say you are here for a purpose. You are who you are as you are for a purpose. And when things feel out of alignment with you, or feels like it's not a good fit for you, it's very likely because that's true. Society has taught us that strength is pushing through difficulties and discomfort. And this is partially true, but the universe adds, if you're going to exercise strength in this way, let it be in your consistent efforts to align with your authentic self, to expand, to express your soul through your physical vessel. So for that reason, I will introduce you to what is on the table. We have back in this corner, we have some clear quartz, which was put there for co-creation and manifestation power. Carnelian for the sacral chakra, creativity, enjoyment of life. We have some amethyst in this back corner here, which represent the violet flame, clearing away anything that impedes your connection to your higher self. And then right in the middle here, we have a rose quartz for self-love and dedication to self. And then I was guided to use the color white to represent a clean slate, blank canvas that we will be painting on through the year of 2024. And speaking of which, I was prompted to make my own 2024 sign to somehow infuse this reading with my own creativity because, this is what my intuition and my guides have shown me about 2024, painting onto this blank slate, writing on the wall, and that question of what, with this blank slate, what are you going to create in your life? And are you willing to use your strength in pursuit of your vision rather than using it to tolerate situations and relationships that don't support nor care about your growth, evolution, and well-being? So let's jump to a little animation now. I'm just going to quickly run through my spread for the North Node, which I've been using since I started doing these readings. So in the first location, we have the universal energies, those big energies that are at play for you to access at this time. Then we have in the second spot, your 5D energy, future self, higher self, In the third position, we have the 3D, what is going on in your physical reality that is showing up as opportunities for healing and expansion. And then in the fourth position, we ask, how can we bridge the 3D with the 5D? How can we bridge where we are to where our higher self is beckoning us to be? In the next position, the fifth position, this is like kind of a wild card position. I pick a topic for each reading. It could be past life, it could be karma, it could be quantum, multidimensionality, etc., etc. This time around, we're going to choose a card to represent the main theme of each season, of each each quarter of 2024. And then we have your final oracles in the middle. And that is that in a nutshell. I invite you now to stick around for your reading. I'm going to light these candles and get started. See you there. Enjoy. Hello, Pisces North Node. Welcome to your reading. Let's jump into your universal energies and see what are the overarching themes of your year, 2024, the numerical year. So I'm just going to get all of the cards at once. Before I start reading, I feel like it's in there. But hopefully it'll just fly out for me. There we go. Okay. First we have fairies. We have magical, which is why they kind of flew out together. Part of me wanted to put it together, but they said it can be apart. Then we have birth of angels. And we have inflow. So what I'm seeing for you, Pisces North Node, there's a very childlike, innocent, let me rephrase. The energy of your inner child is available to you. The energy of play, the energy of wonder. And these energies, while many of us adults take it as, they're not necessary or productive in life, magic is available to you. And I feel that these two together is very much an energy of innovation, because you have fairies, which is this fantastical, playful nature spirit energy. Then you have magic, and then you get to birth of angels, which I feel is you have the ability to create some very meaningful things. There's a potential for you to create some very meaningful things. I'm going through this fairly quickly because it all just seems very straightforward. In flow, because look at these lines as well. So once you get into that energy of that is on offer to you and you're in the flow of it, I see this cycle of this childlike wonder, looking with beginner's mind, beginner's eyes, that being the key to this magic, something going through this magical transformational energy. Boom, you have amazing ideas. This doesn't have to just be work, by the way, but in your premeditation, a lot came out around finances.
boom, you have these angels, all your little tiny angels out in the world, and they go into the flow, just all in flow. It's a divine inspiration. But this divine inspiration is also just your soul's knowing. It starts with your soul's knowing. It starts with you being in the flow of this. Gold is showing me in the flow of your own abundance and your own stream of abundance, which can be very different from anyone else. I feel there's an energy of embracing unique thinking, embracing ways of doing things that other people have not considered, bucking the status quo. And we'll see what the result is. I'm not going to assume how people are going to react to it. We'll see what your higher self, future self, has to say about that.
Discover your destiny. Dive into the details of your North Node placement with a free tip sheet or purchase your North Node workbook at feministalchemist.com.
Higher self, 5D self for Pisces, North Node, what advice do you have? Number 17, consciousness. 37, realization. Oops, I knocked over my unicorn. 38, strength. Sorry. There we go. There's something on the bottom here. 23, honesty. You have 23 twice. 35, sensitivity. Okay. Number 4, heart chakra. Or 4th chakra, which is the heart chakra. I feel like I need something else. Yes, thank you. Oh, it fell. Number 37, soul. Did you have 37 before? Okay, so you can look up angel numbers 23 and 37 because you got both of them twice. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the card 13, commitment. And I felt to show you that because the word financial commitments came up in your meditation. And 13 is the number of the death card. So there will be an evaluation, reevaluation of your financial commitments. And we'll see how that ties in as we move through the next few sections of the reading. So consciousness, number 17, which adds up to 8, which is the number of the year 2024. The frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. Yeah. So you are being encouraged you have a mind that sees things that other people don't see. You may be in a career, in a community that is very linear thinking, could be very conservative, or there's a rigidity, there's rigidness. Even if you're in a creative type of field or you seem to be with people who fancy themselves to be artistic, there is something rigid about them. There's something rigid about your environment, about the intellectual, spiritual nature of your environment. And so it's your higher self wants you to be aware that what you see and what you experience is valid and needs to be shared and needs to inform your actions. It needs to inform your actions. Those are the words I mean. Realization. The frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. They wanted me to read that because that's basically the extension of what I said previously with the consciousness card. It's about once you've embraced it, then you can. Once you say, this is the truth of what I experience, this is the world as I experience it, and you allow your perspective of the world to be true and valid, regardless of whether or not anyone else sees it that way. So they're just giving me like one clear example. If you have people who see fairies and elemental beings, and you have people who just don't. But one of the requirements to be able to see them is to believe that they exist. Number one, right? So, does that make, so if you're a fairy believer who sees fairies and you're around a lot of people who don't believe in fairies, you may be tempted to believe that there are no fairies. However, there is a whole world of people who believe in fairies and see fairies and work with fairies, right? So, but being aware of what is true to you and standing by that is the source of strength that they want you to tap into, because you cannot utilize anything that you do not acknowledge and embrace. And so there are parts of your natural, divinely given from birth, encoded in your DNA, and gifts that you are not utilizing. I'm hearing that one of them is just being very aware of the energies around yourself in flow. Like you have a knack for picking up on trends, for example. You see them coming ahead of time, well ahead of time. There is a stream of information that comes down. Like they say that we never discover, quote unquote, anything. We never discover anything. It is revealed to us as we are prepared, as we are ready to accept them, right? And so, for example, I forget which book I was reading, but they were saying like when the plane started development, it wasn't just the Wright brothers who were experimenting. There were people on total other places on the planet experimenting with the same idea, right? So it wasn't one person's thought or two people's thought, right? It was a stream of information that was coming in from a higher plane, no pun intended, that certain people were receptive to, and that was the inspiration. They were in the flow of that inspiration and felt compelled to bring that into the world. And this is what I feel 2024 is prepping you for. With honesty here, the energy of honesty supports our choice to be courageously truthful and genuine with kindness and tact. So yes, courageously truthful. And it's okay if other people have a different point of view. You are, though, being encouraged to embrace your sensitivity, because you have an ability, you have an innate ability, a divinely given ability to be in tune, to be in step. And many of you are tasked with bringing something or several things to the world. They are innovations, big and small, but meaningful all the same. And you won't get that purely through your intellectual mind. It is coming through this passion, this heart, this soul. It's like your soul and your heart. You are remembering what you came here for in 2024. It's being revealed to you, and it's being revealed to you through your inner guidance system. As this card said, the energy of the heart chakra supports our inner guidance system, which is governed by our heart and the capacity to love deeply. And then the soul card says the energy of soul activates our connection to the part of us that is closer to the higher realms, God, or the divine. Yeah, being what lights you up, what makes you feel love, joy, peace, what makes you feel expansive. Pisces North Node, Pisces, that energy, your soul wants to go with the flow. Your soul wants to attach itself to the flow and let it be taken somewhere. However, right, if you're busy taking care of other people's feelings, then you don't go in that flow, right? Or taking care of how other people see you. There's a need for you to let your multidimensional identity have a groundedness in your 3D identity, although you're surpassing that right now. I know I may be, for some viewers, that may make no sense. But I hope for some of you it makes sense. All the aspects of yourself need to be functioning in your physical reality. No hidden parts. Of course, there's parts that we keep private, fine, but not like if you believe in fairies, for example. We're getting past that point where we need to point the finger at people who believe in esoteric, multidimensional things, in beings other than us, in beings that are in forms other than physical skin, right? In flesh. We're getting past that point. So let's move on to, so just allow it to be, allow it to unfold. Let's see what's happening, what is unfolding in your 3D reality as opportunities for expansion at this time. Okay, I got the Princess of Pentacles. I have these two, the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Swords. Ooh, the Two of Pentacles. And the Emperor in reverse. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Magician. Ooh, manifestation power. So, what is happening in your physical reality? Princess of Pentacles, I do feel that you're going to have opportunities to use all of your, look, see? They are fairies. Okay, so all of these nature, all these different natural beings, nature spirits. I feel that you have a strong connection to them. Elementals have been showing up a lot all through these 2024 overview readings when I open up this space. So I do feel you're going to have a lot of help in creation, a lot of divine inspiration, a lot of nature spirit inspiration, to the point where it will not be able to contain itself. So here is what, there's going to be a lot of inspiration, and you're going to have opportunities to speak these inspirations and try to convince people to get on board with them. It may be a work project. It may be an artistic project. But in any case, there seems to be, if you're an engineer, there's someone who's an engineer. And like in those type of sciences, science and engineer, you may have very inspired ideas in 2024. You will be compelled to share them because you feel so vibrant about them and they're so vivid to you. What we have here, though, is the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Swords. So two things can happen. You may or may not. You may restrict yourself. I feel there's a lot of you who may restrict yourself from saying anything because you fear how people will perceive it or receive it, right? You have the Queen of Cups with this big heart here, and then you have the Eight of Swords all pointing to, not all, but with the heart in the center here. So, and all it takes is for you to speak aloud. We're just throwing out ideas here, right? And I don't see any resistance from your outside world in this spread just yet. We'll see if it comes, but right now the resistance seems to be within yourself to speak it aloud. The Two of Pentacles, I feel that you're balancing that which is and that which you want to be in 2024. You may work for someone and have a workshop in your garage where you're inventing or working on product development, or developing an app. So I feel in 2024, if you are going this innovation, inspiration alone, that you are balancing it with your work, with what you're doing to earn a living. That's all they're giving me. I was seeing if there's anything outside of that. And then you have the Emperor in reverse. Yes. Okay, this is where the the man comes in, the establishment. You may have resistance to your idea, resistance to your innovation, resistance. I'm hearing bureaucracy. You may encounter bureaucracy if you're looking to get a copyright, if you're looking to copyright, patent, even if you have a business and you're trying to trademark your name or register your name, and it needs to be unique or such, there are some bureaucratic hurdles. And for some of you, the bureaucracy is like within your own company. For others of you, the bureaucracy is the bigger engine that runs getting whatever it is you're working on to market. But the Magician at the bottom of the deck is telling me that you have access to tools to navigate. They wanted me to use the word navigate because there's certain things with certain systems that are just, you have to be savvy of how to move through them, as opposed to trying to be a bull and running headfirst into everything. Right? There's some strategy involved. Let's see what your strategy is for bridging the 3D and the 5D. How can Pisces North Node navigate the 3D and bridge the 3D and the 5D? No. Okay. So we have the Six of Pentacles upright with the Princess of Pentacles. So make sure that whoever you are working with and whoever you're sharing your ideas with, actually believes in them as much as you do. If you have anybody that you need to collaborate with, work with, contractors you need to, and anyone you even like sit across the coffee table, like sit across the table with and share your joy and ideas, don't bother with anybody who cannot mirror, right? If you're looking for investors, make sure you are double and triple checking that they actually can hold up their end of the bargain. So if they're getting a stake in the company and are also supposed to bring certain expertise, make sure they have it to give. Make sure you've seen their portfolio of what they've accomplished with other investments or in their own business. And get out of anything where you're already giving too much of your energy. Just get out. Um, it's time for you to get out of those things because you need energy to bring into the world what you have been contracted, what you have contracted to bring into the world. Okay. The Emperor in reverse is clarified with the Ace of Wands in reverse and Two of Pentacles. Yeah, this is don't rush forward. Do not rush. Don't feel compelled to act when action is not going to get you anywhere. You'll be spinning your wheels. There, you need to be balanced. You need to ask. This one I feel is with this Two of Pentacles. If you work with fairies, ask the fairies for help. If you don't work with fairies but you believe in them, ask the fairies for help. If you don't believe in fairies, start believing in them and ask them for help. There are beings that help us with very practical things in life that certain, let's say, higher dimensional beings, which doesn't mean they're better or worse. They just work at a certain band of frequency. They can't reach that one. So you may not, your guardian angel or an archangel may not be able to help you with, which person handles your business application at the small business office, a registration office. They may not, right? But small day-to-day things that are very rooted in, like very close to the 3D, fairies are very great at that. Very, very great. So these two cards together are telling me that you need equal parts of your own effort and equal parts of asking for support from, you can do as you like. This reading is saying fairies and elemental beings, but ask anybody divine, right? Anybody, they're saying even, no, yeah, higher dimensional beings, which can be anywhere from 4D to and up, right? Higher dimensional beings. Ask them to work in your favor and be specific. Be specific. In this case, with the bureaucracy and the challenges you face, be very specific. This person has a bad attitude towards me. Can you lighten them up? Or can you direct my application or me to a different person to deal with? The end. It's amazing what can be done when we ask. The Two of Pentacles is met with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This feels very similar to the Six of Pentacles that came as the first card. There's a need for you to stop investing in certain people. There are people who are slowing you down. Be very aware of this balance. and between whatever you have to do, whatever you feel you have to do for your survival, and whatever it is you feel to do because of your inspiration. Be very aware and make sure that you are not overgiving in a situation that is not your long term plan. There is also the need to make a plan to depart from anything that restricts your ability to create on a large scale. They want me to reiterate that this is for while I'm kind of in this technological inventor, innovator, entrepreneur type of energy. Creation is creation, whether you get paid for it or not. That's basically what they want me to say. But if you're still here listening to this reading, I'm going to hope that it's resonating with you thus far in the stream of information that is being given to me. There are some, because the soul contract is here to bring some things into being. Could be children, but I didn't go down that road because I feel it's a very small minority. So we have the High Priestess in reverse, we have the Nine of Wands, and the Fool in reverse, clarifying the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Swords, or how to, no, Queen of Cups and the Eight of Swords. How to bridge the 3D and the 5D there. Okay, how are you getting to this heart chakra and soul? Okay, your intuition needs to be worked on. I'm just giving one sentence for each card right now. Your intuition, you need to work on your intuition. Please work on your intuition. Please believe in your guides and everyone who walks with you and supports you. Please believe in this divine flow of information. And please believe that you have you have built yourself up to this moment. The Fool in reverse. Ooh. There's something very important about timing for you. And there is at the bottom of the deck, you have death and rebirth in reverse. So I'm feeling this energy, don't get ahead of yourself. And that doesn't mean that what you have is not worthy, is not ready, is not going to be spectacular, but you're not beating anyone to the finish line. You don't need to beat anyone to the finish line. Make sure you're bargaining for what you need, what you want. This, whatever you're working on in 2024, all the I's need to be dotted and all the T's need to be crossed. All of the testing and prototyping needs to be done. You need to follow a very, and this is where the bureaucracy and the strength kind of comes in. It's not just, take it as it not just blocking you from moving forward. Take it as it's pacing you. It's pacing you. It's part of the flow. It's part of the flow. Take it as part of the flow. And while you can ask for certain obstacles to be removed or things to be sped up, understand whether or not this is also a divine intervention so that the timing is right and that you have all of the foundation you need and everything is aligned as it should be. Everything is I'm looking for a word, but I can't find the word. Anyway, I'm going to skip that word. So what I'm looking at now is what's happening in each quarter: January, February, March in this corner, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So January, February, March, you have Malachite. It's time to transform. April, May, June. April, May, June. Okay. Is Rose Quartz. Open up your heart. I'm going to keep this card here where it fell. No, they say no. It's going to go there. Ocean Jasper. Schedule yourself in along with the Rose Quartz. And we have July, August, September. Tiger's Eye. Overcome your fears. And October, November, December. October, November, December, please. October, November, December. Rainbow Obsidian. Heal your heart. That's an interesting one to end with there. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck, you have Golden Healer Quartz. Open the door. All right. I do feel for you, Pisces North Node, January, February, March. This is when you'll be doing the most transformation of your thinking, transformation of, and it's time to transform in the eyes of other people, is what I'm hearing. Because you've always been that, but you just weren't outwardly that in the world necessarily. So this is when you're being honest with yourself as well, where you're allowing your truth to come to be lived in the world, to be part of every way that you move through the world. And Malachite is a heart chakra stone as well. So there can be some deep healing of if there's been any time in the past where you feel that you were ostracized for being different, and that caused you to close some of these faculties. And April, May, June, we have with the Ocean Jasper, schedule yourself in, and Rose Quartz, open up your heart with this magic here. Some of you need to actually practice magic to be you have a lot of heart energy here. In these, you have a heart chakra stone. Rainbow Obsidian says heal your heart. Rose Quartz is a heart chakra stone, open up your heart. You have the heart chakra under here. There's a lot of information coming through your heart chakra, the portal of your heart chakra. And I feel that what you want to bring into the world actually has a lot of love attached to it. A lot of love attached to it. There's a need for self-love happening here in April, May, June. And I feel this is especially if you are, falling out of step with people because your ideas they can be very jealous of your innovative mind as well. Don't forget that either. And your ability to just seem to create things from out of nowhere. Fairies are very helpful in making things look like they've come from nowhere, by the way. July, August, September, Tiger's Eye, overcome your fears. Yes, there is some internal work to do as well with regards to these things, because it's so personal to you, because it feels almost part of your identity. So if you haven't resonated with the reading up to this point, I don't know what to tell you, because this creation that's being birthed through you feels like it's a contract for you. Like it's so near and dear to your heart. It's almost it's almost all encompassing, you know, and it may be overwhelming for a partner as well. Not that anything about romance came up in this reading at all, but what was I going to say? Yeah. Because it's so near and dear to you, and because you're maybe very sensitive about your creation as well, July, August, September, you're really asked to do some work about your fears of failure, right? Your fears of, and your fears of success, right? But I feel that this is why it's so close to your heart. It's so near and dear to you, because October, November, December, Rainbow Obsidian, feel your heart. I feel some of you may have some very significant relationships fall apart because of this, especially if you're like in hanging out with non-spiritual believers and you embrace this. This is the words they're giving me. When you embrace the divine moving through you, people who can't relate to that will fall away. And they need to fall away, because why should anyone want to stop or ask you to stop or modulate? Can you turn down your divine for me? No. No, I cannot. Because there comes a huge amount of confidence, and the solar plexus chakra showed up for you as well in my original meditation at the beginning of the reading. But here it's all heart chakra. And it's like, there comes a lot of confidence, and a lot of fears can be just smooth away, washed away with this golden light when you do not fight the fact that this is not crazy. This is not crazy. This is the divine working through you. Period. I don't know what else to say. And it all becomes so clear. That sentence came out as well. Confidence is your clarity. Confidence in this connection that you have. Confidence in this stream of information that you're connected to. And confidence in that you are meant to do that. That is meant for you. No one else is going to do it. I mean, yeah, there could be other people that are going to do it if you don't answer your call. I encourage you to answer the call, though. I think that you won't regret it. I think it could be difficult. I feel it could be difficult. All of that transforming and transitioning of, through different stages, and people falling away and not knowing what the other side is going to look like. But I think that the future is looking up for you, Pisces North Node. Let's get your final oracle. Okay, I'm going to read both of these. We have the Rose Garden, innocent, forgiveness, be gentle with yourself. And then the Child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, tenderness. The Rose Garden. Okay. You're holy and whole. You're innocent and innately good. You're wholly welcome here. You never got kicked out of the garden. None of us did. This card delivers a message of welcomeness, of returning to our innocence. If you feel as if you've done something wrong without knowing what you've done, if you feel ashamed about hurting someone, if you're finding it hard to forgive yourself, This card is gently calling you to release any shame, judgment, or bad feelings, to do what you need to do to let go and make amends, to remember that you're human. And as a human, you're here to learn and grow, and so is everyone else. You're not broken. You never were. You're a work in progress. We all are. You're learning and unlearning. We all are. Be gentle with yourself and in turn be gentle with others. Return to your humanity, your humanness. Remember that you were never perfect and being human isn't about perfection. Grow and learn, but do it softly. You have goodness in you. Remember that. Cherish that and cherish that in others too. We're all doing the best we can. When we learn, we can choose to do something new. Commit to learning and doing better each and every day. This is what it means to be human, to embrace our humanness. Without it, we deny the shadow, and it's through facing the shadow without defense that we can learn and grow. Embrace your humanity, and you'll find it easier to embrace others and the whole world. And the soul inquiry here is, how can you be gentle with yourself? And then I want to put it the other way. I should have read this one first, but that's okay. See, I'm not perfect. I'm only human. So, the child within. We can be so hard on ourselves, expecting to heal according to a schedule and beating ourselves up when we make a mistake. The rose wants us to release all hardness from our bodies and all hurt from ourselves, to find a way to soften, to remember that no matter what has happened, is happening, or will happen, we're all innocent children of the stars and the earth. The flowers are here for us. They're a safe, soft place to remember. They want you to nurture the child within. This is a card of gentle reassurance and compassion. It brings a message of gentle understanding and tenderness. It's reminding you to treat yourself like the innocent child that you are, to take your inner child and let them rest deeply in the soft petals of your heart. We all have a child within us who at some point went into exile because they were hurt or because the world didn't feel safe. And no matter how much we've grown, when we as adults are hurt or triggered, it's normal to regress to this age and feel overwhelmed by the emotion. And while we can't change the past, what we can do is scoop up the child within and place them in the soft petals of the rose of our own heart. And the soul inquiry here is, how can you tenderly tend the child within? Pisces North Node, always a pleasure. I wish you all the best for 2024, and I hope to see you again. Until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.